What's going on, guys? Got another episode of the Sports Brotherhood coming to you. First, I just want to give a shout out Chicago Cubs, winning their first World Series game in 71 years. So, had to get that out there. So, anyways, we are here to talk about NBA. The season kicked off last night. Warriors and Spurs played, and Warriors got their ass beat. So we're going to be talking a little bit of Kevin Durant coming to Golden State. We're going to be talking a little bit of Golden State, San Antonio, the game last night, and really what that means going forward. So first, I want to start with Lorenzo. You penned a really good piece on your feelings in regards to Kevin Durant going to Golden State. And I just kind of wanted to get your thoughts on, your feelings on that and just kind of the article that you had.
Hey, what's up? The article just pretty much sums up how I feel about his character and his decision on going to the Warriors and pretty much taking the easy way out, so to say, and how he's gonna just ride the coattails of three other All-NBA players and championship team to try to fill a void that he feels that he's missing.
Someone's got background noise.
Turn the TV off.
It's Timmy.
Figured out.
No, it's not. Keep going.
Well, anyways, so what I guess, James, you haven't been on here in a while. What are your feelings on him? Going to Golden State, and is that something that's kind of going to be a blip on the radar if they go on to win multiple championships, or is that something that's going to be a little bit of a stain on the legacy?
I think it really depends. I mean, if they can go on and just completely destroy the other teams, I mean, obviously last night they looked pretty bad, but at some point they're going to get in some kind of flow and they're going to go on a run. But if they could just destroy other teams, I think that he could be looked at as just the catalyst that maybe brought him 4 or 5 championships in a row. But I think that's what it's going to take. 1 or 2 championships in the next 5 years isn't going to help his legacy. I think they really have to become a dynasty. Otherwise, it looks like a bad move on his part.
All right, Isaac, what do you got?
Just in terms of his decision?
Yeah, just anything that you want to add. The decision, and if there's, like I said, if it's something where they go on and win a couple championships, is that going to be a blip on the radar, or is it going to be something where it kind of tarnishes his legacy, where it's like, dude, you just joined a team that beat you in the playoffs?
I think that's one of the most short-sighted views that you could ever have. Because when we look back on championships in terms of when people actually win them, which are really difficult to do, you don't look back and go, oh, that one counted. Oh, that one doesn't count. Oh, that one has an asterisk. No, you just look back in history and say that was a damn good team, and I was happy I was able to see them live and accomplish what they were supposed to. In terms of his decision to do it, it was probably the smartest thing that he's ever done in his life, because when you look back, you have these folks who didn't have free agency in terms of the Karl Malones and the John Stocktons of the world, who were great players in their time, but they didn't, they don't reach that upper echelon because they didn't win anything. I mean, hell, John Stockton has more assists and steals than any player in history.
Yep. And
he's not even talked about.
I mean, that's kind of our fault for, not to even play the race card, but I think he gets overlooked just because he was a white point guard. He put up good stats and passed the ball, but he wasn't going to,
he wasn't flashy.
Strike fear in your heart. Exactly. He didn't strike fear in you. So, but yeah, I totally get what you're saying.
I think we would talk about him a lot more if his shorts were just like 3 inches longer.
Hey, Isaac, he was definitely scrappy, right?
Scrappy.
Scrappy.
And he was
a little scrappy.
Timmy, what do you got?
Man, I'm just mad. Okay, first and foremost, I don't know what's wrong with Steph Curry, man. I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it.
We're on Kevin Durant. I want your thoughts on Kevin Durant.
I know, but it's just bad, bro. I know we're on KD. But KD actually came out the gates, really, really well. He was the only one going for Golden State. But when it comes down to it, KD's gonna get buckets. He's gonna get buckets no matter what you do, what you say. I'm not even worried about KD, but what I am worried about is that offense, man. Maybe if they put KD and Draymond at the power forward and center spot, I don't know how well that bodes for their death lineup, because I'm scared. It's not the same this year, man. It's just not the same to me. I don't know.
Their death lineup is getting a massive upgrade. It's their base lineup is what's getting the downfall. So their death lineup's going to be upgraded.
All right. Hold on. Before we talk about the lineup and stuff like that, this is his legacy and whatnot, because he said about the championships, Isaac. Just because he gets a championship, I think he has to win 2 championships in order for it to be okay. Because just one going to a team like this, you're like, well, Vegas and the odds makers, even as soon as they lost to the Cavs, still without KD, still had them as the favorites to win it all the next year. So if everybody's saying you're still the favorite and you join a favorite team, I think it's gonna take more than just one ring.
I would agree. I said when LeBron went to Miami, they were going to win 3 the next 5, and I think they got 2. So I would say bare minimum 2. I would say if KD's there, 6 years, 7 years, I mean, I'd say probably 3 or 4. I mean,
he's got to go 50-50. He's got to win at least half of the championships in the amount of years he's there.
Agreed.
All right, we'll put.
Fuck it. I'm gonna say some blasphemy. They ain't winning the fucking championship this year, bro. Fuck it. They ain't winning. I'm saying.
All right, we can put some money on that one.
All right.
You ain't getting no odds though. So, all right, let's look at the game. What was that last night? Like I said, 129-100. Just got outplayed. It was the first game. The Warriors looked like they were, I don't want to say they weren't trying, but they're obviously the chemistry was not there. The team's been together for 2 months after redoing their bench and adding Zaza Pachulia from Dallas, essentially switching Bogut.
Zaza.
Not a fan of his. So, yeah, what did you guys see? What did you think? And just kind of what were your impressions on that, going forward? James, we can start with you again.
Well, I mean, it's obvious. I mean, the thing nobody's talking about is that they downgraded going from Harrison Barnes to Kevin Durant. But seriously, I thought offensively they looked kind of out of whack. Nobody knew where they were supposed to be, and a lot of the times, the one thing Harrison Barnes did was he knew the system, so he knew where to be standing. When Steph was either driving or something like that, and I think Durant just isn't with that yet. He doesn't quite understand the system and he doesn't have the flow on it. But I was more worried about the defense. I think that offense is going to very quickly come around. Defensively, though, knowing how to play around. I mean, Draymond Green is such an amazing, versatile defender, and I think you really have to know how to play around him. You need to know, where he's going to be so you can kind of help hit other spots. And then the thing with Steph Curry is you have to be able to hide him on defense. And if you don't know, and if you haven't played with Steph Curry enough, I could see where Durant wouldn't know what he's supposed to be doing at all times. So I think defensively, I could see it taking, till the All-Star game before they get to where everybody knows what they're supposed to be doing. But offensively, give it another few games. I mean, maybe even the next game, they go out and score 130 points.
And I mean, the one thing that isn't getting talked about too much, I mean, they got crushed, but dude, they played the Spurs. They're arguably the second best team in the league. And I mean, the only thing, they had some changes too. They brought in Pau Gasol, replaced Tim Duncan, obviously, but I mean, it's still a good team. So like you said, I could see him coming out of the next game and just, being on fire. So
let's get this correct. They're the second best team in the conference, not in the league. I believe in the league, that would be the Cleveland Cavaliers. So just get that right.
That's why straight. That's why I said arguably. I mean, it's opinions. Anyways, Isaac, what do you got?
And that was the most Spurs game of all time. I mean, in terms of no one was even talking about them coming in. They just walk in with their black suits like they going to a funeral, and they just handle their business just like a Popovich team does. And guys you've never even heard of come in and whoop your ass and push you around. who is it? Deadman? And
Oh yeah.
yeah, and then you guys hear that actually Simmons, he actually came in and he actually had to pay $150 just to try out to make the team. Boy, ooh. To call him an athlete is kind of an understatement, but if anything, it was more alarming at the Golden State Warrior defense. That was actually like, oh. It was almost like they walked into the game and they were like, you know what? We're gonna outscore these boys, and there's nothing they can do about it. And they were really, they got corrected. And let's just say that I'm happy I had LaMarcus Aldridge in fantasy basketball.
Oh. That's one of those things that, I mean, even watching the game, obviously it started off as decent, and then they didn't close the first quarter well. They sure as hell didn't close the second quarter well. I think they gave up buzzer beaters at the end of both quarters. The end of first, I want to say a 3 pushed it to like 14. And it was just like they would make a little run and kind of get it down to, 8 or 7 or something like that. And then their defense would or rebounding, man. It's like those two things are, KD's a solid rebounder, but he's not someone that's going to, haul down 9-10 boards a game. So, I mean, what?
Hold on, let me get a take on this.
Yeah, what do you?
Yeah, me too.
Hold on. Hold on, I get a take on it. I haven't got a take yet.
Just one more point.
I haven't got a take yet. All right. What's it called? I want to say it's more alarming for Steph Curry the way he played. Like I understand he shot well. Like his shooting was fine, but honestly, it's the assist. Like exactly what James said though about like Barnes knew his role and where to be, and KD still has that ISO mode personality, and like it's so hard to get assists with KD because he likes to hold the ball, he likes to do other stuff before he makes his decision. And he's usually the last person to take the shot when the shot clock goes down. So it's going to be a long time before the team gels pretty well. Like, KD's skill by himself is amazing. Like, so he can shoot contested shots like no other and all stuff. So he can overcompensate for those struggles. But Curry is going to be weird for Curry to find his passing rhythm because he's so used to spacing. He's so used to having people wide open, catch and shoot, that he's going to have to change his style up just to accommodate for Durant as well. And
hey, but say what you will about spots. I mean, KD was getting some damn good looks in terms of wide open alley-oops, wide open dunks, wide open threes. That's kind of why I said he's going to shoot over or close to 50% for the season.
Yeah, KD.
Man, but you said he shot good. He shot 3 for 10 for threes.
What's up?
He gets buckets. He gets buckets for the twos. But for like he gets buckets for 2-pointers. But for like the 3-pointers and stuff, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's his mechanics. It's not the same to me. This is not the same guy from the preseason we saw last year. Like
it's one game, bro.
No. I understand that. Like I told you, I do.
You're saying Steph or KD?
He's talking about
Steph. I'm talking about Steph right now. For Steph right now, like when I see him, I don't know. Like even the deep shots that he shoots, they're not even on target. It's just like go back and watch the tape. He'll shoot it deep. Sometimes he'll hit the side of the rim and clank the backboard. That was in the playoffs, bro.
That was in the playoffs.
That too. But it's 30%, and the next game he'll shoot 80%. I mean, it's a lot better.
But that's the thing, though. I mean, he gets twos. His scoring in twos is easy, but it's those unadvised turnovers, man, that kills the team. Yep. You can't do that, bro. I keep trying to tell you, Richie.
Hold up. Are we on turnovers or are we on threes? Because what was your...
We're on Steph Curry. Okay? We on Curry, bro. Get that right. Okay? And this man is not – he's not being a point guard. It's like having another shooting guard out there, bro. Like, you got to facilitate, bro.
He wasn't a point guard last year.
He's an MVP and an NBA champion. I think what he's doing.
What do you mean? He averaged what? He averaged like what? 7, 8 assists last year.
6.
Yeah, but Draymond averaged
6.
6.6.
Yeah, I understand that, but do you see Draymond Green doing the same thing as he did last year? Because that's not the same team, bro.
One game.
No. I'm saying I'm asking you. Do you see Draymond Green averaging 7 assists a game this year?
Yeah,
Everybody's numbers are going to take a small hit with Kevin Durant coming to town.
not Draymond's.
I understand that, but it's not even that. It's the bench, man. The bench is the biggest thing I'm worried about because you got who you got now coming in. You got Clark.
You went from Steph Curry shooting to his turnovers to him not being a point guard now to the bench.
I gotta get this all in, bro. I gotta get this all in because I might not have it, bro. I'm just telling you right now, the bench is the worst. And I told you I take stock in the preseason. Every time that they starters would leave in the preseason and the bench would come in, the other teams would come back, bro. I don't know because instead of Barbosa and Livingston out there, you got maybe Livingston and Clark out there, or instead of Spates, Marquise Spates and West are similar players, but Spates hits more threes than him, and he spreads the floor out more than him, and he's not scared to get tough, man. I'm scared for Golden State, bro.
They replaced 4 bench players, and they've been together 2 months, and we're talking about 1 game.
I know.
So, I think we need a little bit.
I know that.
In some games, Barbosa wouldn't even play.
Yeah.
I know. Did Livingston even play yesterday?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did. He played about 13 minutes.
Oh, my God. 13, man. That was bad. So I'm done, bro.
More than that.
No. I'm not saying he does. I'm just saying, like, it was just his production wasn't really noticeable.
Nobody's production.
If I can say that.
They lost by 29.
Yeah, they did. KD's production was noticeable. Clay didn't even score until the second quarter. I believe this year, and this is just me, Clay is the straw that stirs that drink, bro. You can say what you want about Steph, and I'm telling you, if Clay is going, that team will thrive. But if Clay doesn't shoot and he gets all scared and shit, then I don't see them going anywhere. Really.
Scared?
No, the problem with
Clay making no sense right now, man.
You're all over the place.
No,
he didn't score though. He didn't score until second quarter, man.
He's missing.
I know he's never scared to shoot, but
he was wide open.
Oh God, bro. We'll see.
But is he going to check out? Is he going to check out in games defensively if he's not shooting the rock enough?
No, that's Clay. No.
And I agree, but if he does, that's going to be very bad for the Warriors.
He's gonna suffer the most. I said it. Clay's gonna suffer the most of anybody on your team because he's gonna get pushed to the side by far.
With shots last night, I don't know what y'all talking about.
I'm saying going forward,
like shot attempts. Yeah, I think that if there's anybody, because I mean, Draymond is, I mean, he's a glue guy. He doesn't need to score. Obviously, KD and Steph are gonna get theirs, and essentially, Clay is gonna be reserved to a D&3 role. I mean, he had first quarter, he had 2 missed layups within the first 6 minutes of the game, and I'm thinking what the hell? Why just stick to your role, be a lockdown shooter or a knockdown shooter and a lockdown defender? But I totally agree that his game is going to suffer the most statistically.
Yeah.
But it's something that, I mean, Steph and Draymond, obviously KD, but I mean, Steph and Draymond run that team. I mean, Clay's essentially I don't want to say a compliment because that's giving him a disservice to his ability, but I mean, he's not breaking down people off the dribble. He's not the one, running that pick and roll. He's not the one.
Whoa. He's the best player on that team.
Klay Thompson?
Oh, Barkley said so.
Yeah,
both ways.
Charles did say that.
Both ways. He is. He guards the best perimeter player, and he gets buckets, bro.
I'd give Draymond the nod defensively over Clay, but he's their best perimeter defender all day. I would agree.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
So what are we thinking that this means here going forward? We obviously touched on the fact that they're going to have to work some kinks out, both defensively with I don't know if we mentioned this on air, but we were talking before with obviously having Bogut gone, they don't really have a rim protector, and then with offense just kind of getting their chemistry together. So obviously it's after 1 game, but what's something that you guys might see going forward here for the remainder of the year? Timmy, you can start this one.
I just think that Steve Kerr, he will probably, like Isaac told me earlier, probably play at least 2 of the starters at the same time while the bench comes in, because and let them get their buckets that way. Because I don't feel like the cohesion of that team is good enough where you can just throw 4 or 5 bench players out there and say, "Yo, let's continue this."
All right. So what would the second unit? You're going to have Livingston at the point. You'll either have Ian Clark or Patrick McCaw at the 2.
David West.
You'll have Javon McGee, David West, and then who's going to be their other 3?
Fuck it. I would leave Clay in for one of the starters. I would leave Clay in. Have him play 2, and like leave KD in. Clay and KD, and then have Livingston run it, and then whenever Iggy comes in, I would let Iggy run it with Steph Curry.
Yeah, I mean,
and the rest of the crew.
I don't know why I just had a brain fart there and couldn't think of Iggy. But for the second unit, I mean, if you have Livingston and Iggy that are coming back from last year, and then you essentially sub out Javal McGee for Festus Ezeli, which essentially they're the same player. David West for Mo Spates, 3-point game, same player. So I mean, I don't think there'll be too much of a drop off. But Isaac, what do you got?
Well, I mean, let's start with the defense. Let's how about we do this, guys? How about we try? Okay, like Draymond Green was doing big things, but if he's not getting back on defense, and Steve Kerr's yelling at his ass, he already had that article come out and document their struggles and the friction that's come up in between their relationship. But it's all about their defense. In terms of advanced analytics say, according to yesterday's game, that the better shot quality actually came from the Golden State Warriors. They just simply missed a lot of shots. Mm-hmm. So I'm not worried about their offense. None of us are. It's all about how much effort they actually want to give to the defensive end and do the nasty little things that, give you the wins.
Didn't you say at the beginning who cares about their defense?
No.
Yeah, you're like, who gives a bleep about their defense? Who's stopping them?
No, I only care about their defense. I'm not worried about their offense.
Okay.
Why would I be scared? Oh, well, how are they going to score? No, nobody's talking about their offense, bro. Like I said defense for 24 hours now. Like it's kind of making me sick. But anyway, before I was rudely interrupted, what I'm saying is if they don't give defensive effort, it's 1 the year before and 5 last year in terms of defensive efficiency. They just got to finish in the top 10, really, because they have a legendary offense, and that'll carry them to where they need to go. I'm done.
One good thing about their defense is the fact that even if it's something that if they give up a high percentage, they're so good at forcing turnovers and getting out and running that, I mean, even if you're giving up, say they give up 48, 49, 50%, and Steph led the league in steals last year. Obviously, they don't have Bogut anymore, but, some blocks, just anything to kind of get out and transition a little bit. That might help a little bit too. So who hasn't chimed in? James, I don't think you've touched on this one yet.
No. Well, I think we just can't overreact to this. I think that they're going to be just fine, and they're going to be fine very quickly. So I think the overreaction after one game is ridiculous. On a relative note, though, after watching the Sixers tonight, they will make the playoffs. I'm joking on that, but
I like it.
No, I'm kidding on that because it's the same thing. It's overreacting after one game, and I just think it's going to be quick, man. I mean, they scored 100 points in the first game, looking disjointed against a Spurs team, which is probably going to still end up in the top 5 in defense this entire year, and they scored 100 on them, and they didn't look good. So their offense is going to be fine, and they just got to get the defensive stuff together. And here, after 10 games, we're going to look silly even questioning it.
No, we won't.
Hold on. What's it called? They'll cruise to the West because, the West are just so top-heavy that they have a lot of gimme games, so they'll have plenty of time to figure things out. I think them getting crushed like this is the best thing that happened to the team by far, especially the first game, because all season, 81 games left now to figure out what to fix and everything. So, seriously, it's just really an overreaction, and they'll figure things out. Except for if everybody stays healthy, then I don't see them losing at all, pretty much.
They just go 81-1 the rest of the year.
They could.
Crushing everybody.
That'd be funny.
Yeah, that
happened
that all day. But yeah, James, I think you made a good point in saying that they scored 100 against the Spurs, one of the better defensive teams, and obviously Popovich. I mean, it's not like they're a run and gun team. It's something where I mean, they're not as slow as they used to be. Their whole like stereotypical, walk the ball up. Like, okay, it's not 10 years ago, but when they're playing the Warriors, obviously they're going to try to slow it down. And the fact that, the Spurs were just hot, making everything, and the fact of being a first game, I never really thought of that. But yeah, the fact that they put up 100 and looked bad, I think that that's something that can be kind of put in their back pocket and say, hey, this is, we essentially did this in our sleep. Now, if we can kind of if Zaza Pachulia can just slide on into Bogut's role, they're not going to run offense to him, obviously, but he kind of looked like he was all sorts of lost and disjointed out there. So this is totally premature, but let's throw some record predictions out there just for the hell of it. So I'm going to say – I'll say 66 and 16. That's going to be mine. Whoever wants to go next.
A little bit low. Yes. Honestly, bro. And I won't be shocked, but I don't see them winning 60 games this year.
Oh wow.
Yes, I know.
Oh, exactly. I can't wait for the end of the season.
They're gonna lose 21 more times. 21 more times.
They might. I'm not saying 21. Maybe they'll win 62 games. But man, that's what I'm saying, bro.
4 games off my projection.
I am worried. I am so worried about their defense, bro. Because I remember telling you, I was like, the center is gone. They don't have a rim protector. He was like, who gives a bleep about their center? It's all about the offense. Who's stopping them? Who's stopping them? So you didn't care about their defense then. I cared about it then, but
to win it all,
trouble,
yes.
Bro.
To ruin regular season games, no. There's just not enough talent.
No, they just outscore the next team. I understand that.
No, I mean,
this guy outscored the next
Tuesday night in December, and they're gonna walk into and look across and see the Milwaukee Bucks or the Chicago Bulls. And
the Bucks? No, hold up.
The Bucks aren't going to be it.
The Bucks give them trouble.
Well, you better respect D Wade like that. D Wade like that.
But yeah, I mean, obviously everybody sees them winning 65 plus. But I'm gonna say, I'd be surprised if they win 60. Bold prediction, baby.
I think they'll be probably 60s, but I think I want to say maybe the Rockets or Spurs might have a better record than they do.
Cool.
All right.
Harden MVP.
All right.
That's
what you got. Give me a number, Isaac. What do you got for their total wins?
Okay. They will win 65 games. They'll go 65 and 17.
All right, solid. James, what do you got?
I agree with 65 wins, but I got to say the Rockets and Thunder is going to be the most entertaining race to the 6th seed in NBA history. So,
hey, don't count the Lakers.
That's a long shot.
Thunder's awful. Thunder's awful.
We'll make the playoffs at 8th seed just to get destroyed and swept by the first place.
They might have a shot, man.
They have a shot.
Looking good.
You look decent, man.
Can we get Anthony Davis some help? Can we get Anthony Davis just a little bit of help?
Seriously.
Drops 50 and loses? Man.
It's his own fault.
He had 28
points.
No, he had like 28 points,
Exactly.
5 steals, 2 blocks at halftime, brother.
They got rid of Anderson, too.
Rockets got him.
Yeah, Rockets got Anderson now, too.
Mm-hmm.
That's a huge loss.
Let him go.
That's 19 points a game.
Exactly.
You're talking help.
Hey,
there's your help.
That's 25 the other way.
That's
maybe 30.
All right, well, NBA season is definitely back. We'll definitely be doing a lot more NBA videos because I don't think we've touched on basketball here since maybe the Olympics. So
yep.
Definitely good to have you guys back. For those watching, please like, subscribe, all that YouTube jargon that gets said. But it's good to see the support. So like, subscribe, do all that stuff. And until next time, we'll check you then.